Same-sex couples in Hong Kong are still waiting for legal protections, even after the territory's highest court ordered the government to begin a recognition process. In September, the court ruled that these couples need a legal framework as an alternative to marriage. But affected people tell DW that nothing has changed.
We're just the same people who want a family, who want to be loved, and we navigate our way through it, even if the environment or the society doesn't allow you to.
Jenny Choing and her partner dream of becoming mothers. Her partner asked not to be identified, as not even her family knows she's gay. The couple want to have fertility treatment, but under Hong Kong law, they're not eligible.
Because I'm not a married person, married in the sense that I have to be married to a man, which is unlikely to happen for me.
The law is conservative and restrictive. Basically, it's only available to couples who are married. As same-sex marriage is not recognized in Hong Kong, I would say pretty much that's a dead end.
The only option is to seek fertility treatment abroad. That could get the couple a child, but wouldn't change their legal situation back home.
We can do IVF, which is my own egg, and also I'll be the one who bears the child. So technically, my partner has nothing to do with it in terms of legal, right?
No, I'm going to take care of you and bring waters.
Yeah, so in terms of the daily care, of course, she's going to play a huge part among the relationship and in this family. But the problem is legally, she's not recognized. Because technically she's not the mother, she's not the one who bears the child, because in Hong Kong law, the one who bears the child is the mother.
Then there's the price. In Hong Kong, one IVF cycle would cost between $1,200 and $3,200. In the US, where Jenny Choing and her partner could go, it's around $20,000. Last year, Hong Kong judges ruled that all this amounts to discrimination of non-heterosexual citizens. But so far, nothing's changed. Jenny Choing and her partner are clear about the kind of Hong Kong they want to see.
We want same-sex marriage to be legalized because it's our right. Of course, we want to see that everybody who wants a child can have the rights to have a child. Well, not having to pay a lot or not having to worry about, oh, I might be illegal. And that's why.
But despite the difficulties, the two of them have not given up hope of having a family.
For more on this, I'm very pleased to welcome Marco Wan, a professor at the Faculty of Law at Hong Kong University. To start, it would be wonderful if you could remind us what exactly judges in Hong Kong did rule last year regarding the rights of same-sex couples.
Sure. So there were two major parts to the judgment last year. So the first part is that the court said that the government did not have a constitutional obligation to introduce same-sex marriage. So like we've been saying, same-sex marriage is still not legal in Hong Kong. But the court also said that the government needed to introduce some other kind of framework for recognizing the existence and rights of same-sex couples. So even though the government didn't have to introduce same-sex marriage, the court said it had to introduce some other kind of framework. Same-sex couples cannot be invisible in the eyes of the law. And the court gave the government 2 years to come up with that proposal. And now all eyes are on the government to see what the proposal will look like.
So just to be clear, under this alternative framework, what should have happened by now, and where do things actually currently stand?
So under this alternative framework, so the government was given a period of time to come up with this framework. The court did say that it's the government has a wide margin for deciding what goes into this alternative framework. But at the same time, the court said that the framework has to encompass what it calls the core rights of marriage. So the kind of essential ingredients of marriage. And it suggested a number of possible models for the government to look at, including models in the UK, Austria, and Queensland in Australia. So this is a period when we're waiting to see what the model the government will come up with will look like.
Now, of course, the path to legalizing same-sex marriage or to finding alternative models that offer legal recognition has been a very difficult one in many countries. What do you think are the unique challenges that Hong Kong specifically faces in this regard?
I think there are a number of challenges. I think one major challenge is that it's in many parts of Hong Kong society, there is still that sense that same-sex marriage is against Chinese culture and Chinese tradition, that is somehow incompatible with Chinese culture and Chinese tradition. Taiwan, of course, has already legalized same-sex marriage, but regardless that aside, there is still that sense. For me, that is not a very convincing argument against same-sex marriage because it's premised on this idea that culture is monolithic and fossilized and unchanging, when in fact, of course, culture is dynamic and plural, and it can change and it mixes and it adapts. And I don't think respect for the equal rights and equal dignity of same-sex couples is at all incompatible with local culture and Hong Kong culture.
So just to bring it all together here, what are activists calling for in Hong Kong? What does the LGBTQ plus community want to see happen at this point?
So there is some worry that under this alternative arrangement, there is going to be a relatively thin protection of rights. So even though there is this worry that even if the government introduces this new framework, it will be a framework that recognizes the existence of same-sex couples, but it won't come with many rights. So what people want at this moment is a framework that has robust rights protection, including things like parentage for adoption cases and a host of other issues that same-sex couples face.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today to share your insights. That is Professor Marco Won from the Faculty of Law at Hong Kong University. We very much appreciate your time.
Thank you.